Hi Aditya.
Hi, Aadi.
Welcome everyone. I'm Aadi
And I am Aadi.
and you're having chai with
Aadi?
and Aadi. We got there.
Yes.
And I'd just like to find out a bit more about what you're wearing.
Okay.
Is it like traditional?
Yeah, so I thought I'll give a bit Himachali look today because I am in Himachal in Shimla. So this is like a Himachali jacket that I'm wearing on the shirt. So, and yeah, so I thought it'll be a little different for our viewers also today.
For sure. Wonderful. Today we have another incredible guest who I'm really, really excited for. And her name's Ripple. Tell us
Yeah,
more.
Adi, she has traveled to Australia and it was a very tiring tour. I know because she was there in Sydney for a couple of days taking the intuition process, and it was back to back. Like it was morning one course and then afternoon another course and evening, and as soon as she finished in Sydney, she had to travel to another city. So like that, she taught about 150 children the intuition process in Australia. And otherwise also she is an amazing teacher. She teaches so many teenagers and so many children in India, and she has taught thousands of children this year itself. So it'll be fun having her and knowing stories from her.
Oh, well, great. Let's have her on. Without further ado, Ripple Sarin. Ripple, she was so excited to have you on.
Hi, Aadi, and good
Hello.
evening, Australia. Lots of love to all of you from my side.
Welcome.
Yes.
What concoction do you have today in your cup?
Well, I have green rose from T2. That's my favorite.
Memoed. Everyone, when Ripple G is traveling, remember. I have just a bit of ginger.
Sorry, I know that she's a big fan of tea, so she would like to try different flavors of tea. Not don't just give her one flavor.
Sorry.
Yeah, very true. Yes. T2 is my favorite. So now you know that.
Yeah. What are you having, Adi?
I just have lemon and ginger.
Nice.
Oldie but a goodie. What about you?
I'm having turmeric latte, or as we call here, haldi ka doodh in Hindi, which because the weather is such, it has been raining since 3 or 4 days now, and my mother is insisting I should have this.
Perfect. Now that we've got our chais ready, Ripple D would like to find out much more about you today. Thank you for joining us. So, how were you as a child while you were growing up?
Well, Adi, as a child, I was a very happy-go-lucky child. I was a pampered child of my parents. I was actually brought up like a princess, I was a very flexible child. I used to adapt myself to people, to situations. Yes, one thing I remember I was scared of as a child was water. I had this hydrophobia, but not anymore. I was an all-rounder in academics, sports, painting, debates. I was good at athletics, though I could not make it at state level. And but I was a very hyper kid, I tell you, very hyper. I was not an easygoing child. I used to take up things very seriously in life. I used to be serious about everything, studies, painting, music, drawing, anything. But whatever I used to do in life, I do it with a lot of determination, with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of passion. During our times, the world was much simpler. We did not have access to the gadgets which children have nowadays. No internet, no mobiles, no Insta, no Facebook. Yeah, so letter was the only way we used to communicate with people. The letter was the only way. And yes, during those days, television was the only thing which every household had. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. Very different from our time where we're constantly distracted by gadgets.
But I still remember when I was growing up, college was fun for me because that time I got the freedom to explore the world. Yeah. So that was a fun period for me. I still remember the best day of my life. Those were the days.
So you were also an adventurous spirit. I think you are an adventurous spirit. So you remember some of the adventures you must have gone for during college days or maybe after?
Yeah, I used to be a very adventurous person. Yeah, I used to love trekking and all. I still remember I used to go for college trips, for trekking and all. So that was a fun time. I remember I was good at that. And yes, I was also good at, javelin throw and shot put and all. I used to love doing that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Well,
So Adi,
yes, tell us.
so should we move to that fun part of our show?
Yes, my personal favorite. Let's go through rapid fire.
Yes. So we like to have a very fired up rapid fire round, and it's a fun round. And I know that Ripple auntie was a bit nervous about it, and she did try to bribe me for the questions, but I did not fall for it.
High integrity show, everyone. Yes. So first up, describe your relationship with your students in 3 words.
Friendly. Yeah. They become friends with me very easily in 3 words. Loving, caring.
That's nice. And Ripple, what's your favorite food?
Mexican food I love.
Oh, what specifically?
I like pasta. I like, in fact, Chinese also, I must say that. Yeah, especially the talman soup and all.
Mm-hmm. And what motivates you?
Gurudev. He's one person who makes me keep going in life. He's the biggest motivation for me.
And see, you have been through this rapid fire now. This is the last question already. So, you have traveled to Australia recently. So this is one question we all are really curious to know. To travel as an art of living teacher, what are the things that you must be ready for?
Adaptability. Yeah. And come what may, adapt yourself in all situations and circumstances. Yeah. Compassion.
Yeah. But there was this one thing that I remember you were taking this intuition process for about 50 kids in Sydney, and I was there, helping you there, and all I could wonder, there was this one day when the mic system was also not working, and you were literally shouting, and you had to control the children, and you had to do the program. And I was wondering, what is the secret of your energy? How are you able to control so many kids and go on for the whole day and still have energy to be smiling and to, meet people after that?
Meditation. That's the energy. I get energy from meditation.
Beautiful.
Well, I'm actually interested because I don't know yet. But when was your first Art of Living course, and when did you first meet Guruji?
Aadi, I did my first Art of Living course 20 years back. I did my course with Rashmi Bhatia ji, an amazing teacher. She's taking care of Art of Living New Zealand chapter now. I was blessed to meet Gurudev soon after completing my happiness program. And I still remember the love and the compassion in his eyes. I still remember. And yes, he asked me my name. What is my name? I said, Ripple. He said, what? I said, Gurudev, Ripple. He said, your name is Ripple, but you are not creating ripples. I still remember it. Yeah.
Wow. And has that, even just hearing that, has that kind of been something that you think about often? Or the first time you met him?
Of course, I keep on cherishing it now, all the time.
Yeah. So, Ripple Aunty, you have been into art of living for quite a long time now, since your first program, and obviously your life must have become so much, it must have changed so much. Art of living. When you look back, how do you look back at your own life? How do you look back at this journey? What do you feel about this journey?
Well, Aditya, a lot of change I can see in myself. I was a very different person. I was so much into parties. I was so much into a different world, actually. Now it's a beautiful journey where I'm able to, I've got a master in life. I'm able to handle myself in a much better manner. There's a clarity in my mind. I'm able to take decisions at the right time in life now. So it's a beautiful journey. Definitely, there's a lot of change. What I was and what I have become now. Well, I'm a very balanced person now. I maintain my balance in both the worlds, in the spiritual world as well, in the material world as well.
And how is it working with teenagers?
Oh, it's fun working with teenagers. I love spending time with them. They take me back to my days. I help them in breaking their barriers, inhibitions. In fact, they share all kind of stories, with them, which they hesitate to share with their parents. So that trust thing is there between, with them. So they are able to trust with me, they're trusting me completely. They actually, they have so much of faith in me that they share all their secrets with me.
Wow. And also, Guruji came to your home once. How did that happen?
Oh, who told you that?
I don't know.
Oh yes, that happened in 2007, and I had taken a sankalpa. I want Gurudev to come and stay in our house, and yes, with his grace, yes, we were blessed to have him. And I asked Gurudev, it would be a pleasure, Gurudev, to have you at our place, and he agreed. That is how he came.
That's
The
beautiful.
sankalpa was very strong, the power of sankalpa. That's the power of sankalpa. And the faith in your master. And the faith in your master.
Sankalpa is setting the intention.
Yeah. Of course, the intention. It has to manifest, no? When the intention is very strong, there is no other way. It has to manifest.
So I guess that gives you a lot of strength as well, considering how many projects you do, as well as you're currently the STC for children and teens in Delhi. Is that correct?
That's right, Aadi. That's right.
So is it those, I mean, I know you have a team, but how important are sankalpas to you, like setting the intention with your team? How does it work?
Yeah, sankalpas play a very important role in one's life. When you have a sankalpa, you work with a determination. You work with that passion. Yeah, and I think so. If you are open to improving influences in life and have a strong determination, it does work. The intention has to be very, very strong. It's all about intention. How strong is your intention? If your intention is strong, your sankalpa has to work. Come what may.
So you're also, when you're doing your actions, you're in this mindset of come what may, and then your sankalpa also takes on that attitude of come what may, this will happen.
Exactly. When I'm planning something, I take a sankalpa. Okay, I have a sankalpa of these many students, right? So, and I work towards it. I give my 100%. So if I give my 100%, I'm very sure also. If I'm giving my 100%, it has to happen. It has to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Ripple Auntie, I was talking to Adi this morning and we were discussing this interview, and she told me that she wanted to ask you something, that since you are teaching in tuition classes. Adi, do you want to ask that question?
Yes, I do. So thank you,
I
Aadi.
know your question.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
I know you. I think I know your question.
I believe that you do know my question. I wanted to
Okay.
know. Wait, okay, well, okay. Do you have an app for maps on your phone?
Sorry.
Or do you use in tuition?
When you have a new place to go, because I know you travel a lot, how do you get from A to B? Do you use maps or does your intuition take you?
I don't use maps. It
Of
just
course,
happens.
I knew it.
It just happens. Yeah. I've never used map, believe me. Ever.
I believe you.
Not a joke. I'm telling you that. Believe me.
Wow. So
I
how do
think so. We all are born with that. We all are born with intuitive abilities. It is just about listening to our first thought. We all have that in us. It is that we at times we ignore the first thought. We do not pay attention to our first thought. That is what Guruji tells us. Always listen to your first thought.
Yeah, even we've got a comment here from a few people actually saying that's awesome. And like everyone is actually amazed. You can all interact with us here on our live chat. So we are actually keeping track. But yeah, Guruji, that's really incredible. And I think about intuition as well. It's also about, because I mean, lots of people get all different first thoughts. But how do you know that the first thought is the correct one?
See, what is basically intuition? Intuition is right thought at a right time. You know, Basically what happens, now as kids, even kids or adults, we all have this power, as I told but we fail to realize that. If it's a good thought, we stay with that thought. If it's not a good thought, we ignore that thought, even if it's the first thought. This is something like you have to go deeper into yourself. You have to just listen. It is beyond logic. It cannot be explained. This is something which just happens that very moment, and that's intuition. You know, you cannot
So,
explain it.
So, Ripple Auntie, you have taught intuition process to a lot of people. You have also taught in schools.
Actually, I'm not able to hear. The voice is
Yeah.
not audible.
Sorry, you've also taught in high schools?
The school for the
taught
blind.
Blind schools.
Exactly. I have taught intuition programs in 3 blind schools. And it's amazing to see, my God, these children have never seen these colors ever in life. They don't know what red looks like, what yellow looks like, what blue looks like. And how they're telling about colors. It's amazing. It's like hard to believe at times. We asked them, how did this happen? They said, it just came in my mind. It just happened. That's the answer which we receive. And you know what? Children, they don't have any barriers and inhibitions, right? They have the ability to brush things off. They don't have any barriers and they don't have inhibitions. They tap to their sixth sense very easily. They don't have too much of heat or anger in their system. Neither they're obsessed with this or that. So they just catch it. And that is what we realized, even, and especially the blind children, they are definitely blessed with this ability. I must say that.
So what about us adults? I know somebody asked Gurudev about the intuition process for adults, and he politely said, I'm just thinking twice because casino owners can also use it as well. But for us, people who can't do that intuition process, which is incredible, how should we develop our intuition?
Well, I think so. You've been gifted with Sudarshan Kriya. You're doing Sudarshan Kriya every day. That's the best way to develop your intuition. Yeah. What is intuition? This is something like a peeling of an onion. Every layer is peeled off one after the other, and deeper the peeling is happening, and at every level something new manifests. Right. So I'm sure if you're doing your Sudarshan Kriya religiously every day, something is definitely going to manifest, and you will be developing your intuitive abilities.
And Ripple Aunty, you traveled to Australia as well, teaching the intuition process. So how did this tour come up for you? I think this was your first international tour. How did this tour happen for you, and how was the experience?
Yeah, I would love to talk about this. It was really a blessing by the master. I still remember my son Sahil happens to be Aditya's friend as well. And Aditya had sent one picture. Do you know this person? My son said, "Oh, she's my mom." Then Aditya asked Sahil, "Is she coming to Australia to take an intuition program?" So my son Sahil asked me, "Mom, are you traveling to Australia for an intuition program?" I said, "No, someone must be telling you like this. It's not me. Someone else must be traveling. It's not me." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, of course. I'm not traveling to Australia anytime in future." So we were out for a lunch, and I received a message from the ashram, from the international desk, asking me, "It looks like you have not checked your mailbox." So then my intuition started working. I said, "Looks like." I started joining the dots. And when I checked my mailbox, it was written, Gurudev has blessed you to launch this program in Australia. And that was really a blessing. That was really a blessing for me. Yeah. My master having a complete trust on me and sending me to take this program.
And how was your experience in Australia?
Beautiful. I was mesmerized. I have no words. The best time I had in Australia. I loved each and every person. They were so hospitable. And the way they pampered me, they showered their love on me. It was amazing to see. I miss all of them, Yes. They were amazing. Each one of them. I can't even take out the names because everybody made their best. They made sure that I'm comfortable, taken care of very nicely.
Also, Kavita A has written in the chat that the kids in Australia had an amazing experience. So we're very grateful to have had you as well.
I love to Kavita and all of them. Yeah. So that was beautiful. Daddy, Megan, they will, everybody, Nishiji, Sharad, Seema, Reema. The list is endless, Prashant.
Yeah.
Lavanya.
Also, Ripulji did tell us at the beginning there are
Sudhaji,
so many
I
names.
remember.
So
Yeah, sorry, I'm wanting to. I'm actually remembering all the names because each one of them made great efforts, from their side to make sure that I'm comfortable. Yeah.
So for your
Shirayu, I'm just naming everyone. I hope I'm not missing anyone. If I'm missing anyone, I'm so sorry for that. Yeah.
No.
I think we get a whole episode on the team for IP. But I'll share something from your course actually in Sydney. I have done intuition process as when I was, I think, 17, just in time. And I used to practice intuition process, but I was not very confident. So when Ripple Aunty was taking the intuition process, I was there helping her. And I did the practice. And after the practice, Ripple Aunty just called me in the front and she was like, okay, now we will demonstrate. And in my mind, I'm like, I am not very confident about this, and I have to demonstrate in front of everyone now. I don't think this is a good idea to, send me as the first demonstration there. And she kept the card at the back and said, there are three colors. What are the three colors? And I went like red, yellow, green. And she was like, correct. And I was like, oh. So even we will as how it is working.
How did that work? That is what you are asking me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because intuition is beyond logic. When we stop applying our logic and we listen to the first thought, it happens. We just don't trust our intuition. Basically, that's it. We doubt ourselves. Am I right? How come this happened? Not possible. So basically, we are always in that doubting mind. But the moment we start applying logic, that's the time we basically go wrong. So we have to just listen to the first thought. So that is how you made it, Aditya, listening to your first thought. Not getting into your logical mind. Yeah.
And going on, and I heard this the other day. I was wondering what your thoughts are, that the only battle in the world is between doubt and faith. What do you think about that?
Yeah, faith is something which always makes you keep going. It makes you very strong, makes you very positive in life, right? Doubt is one thing which shakes you. It makes you very weak in life. When you have a doubting mind, your energy gets drained, and it's just you are not able to, you are not focused and centered in life. But once your faith is very strong, you're very centered in life, you're very focused in life. That is what I feel.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We want.
Just excuse me.
It's okay.
Yeah. Just my network goes off in between because I'm having a tough time with my network today because of the rains here. But I had one question for you. You have been a part of the Silver Jubilee, and then you have been a part of the World Culture Festival that happened in Delhi. And of course, because it was happening in Delhi, you must have been very busy with the work there. So, how was your experience in those two events?
Oh, incredible experience. It was amazing to see the master's grace. You must have seen millions and millions of people came, the whole world. Gurudev called the whole world, and it was amazing to see the grace of the master. Everything went so beautifully, and the whole world was witnessing it. We had prime ministers, presidents coming from different parts of the world. People came from all walks of life to witness this beautiful event, So it was amazing to see the grace. In fact, people who were there, they know very well what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I still remember the weather was not good, it was raining cats and dogs. In spite that, how the program went so beautifully. So that was purely because of grace, It's not possible to have it otherwise.
Yeah. And I have one question for you. In our conversations that we were having before this interview, you mentioned about Muradabad and that how you want to run a project there, and you have a special connection there because you are married into the royal family, and you had requested me not to bring it up here, but I really wanted to ask you about this. What is your connection with that place, and what is the project that you want to bring up in Muradabad?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm married into royal family of Muradabad. Not exactly. This is a place called Rajaka Sehespur, which is somewhere very close to Muradabad, and we have a killa over there. There's a beautiful killa which we have there, and my husband's grandfather was a king of that place. So there are so many villagers who are not taken care of. So it's really a wish for me. I really want to do something for them. maybe taking enough Chetna shivers for them, or maybe starting with some project, So that is very much in my mind. Let's see how it goes with Gurudev's grace. Yeah. So you shared that also, Aditya.
That's what we are here for.
Yeah, to help you with your sankalpa. That's what we're here for.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure.
So, before we leave, do you have any message for the volunteers and teachers, especially from Australia, who are watching you and who will continue to watch this episode as it is going to be on social media now?
Okay. So I say that have faith in yourself. It's very important to have faith in yourself. Be open to improving influences in life. Whatever you do in life, do it with a lot of passion, determination, and enthusiasm. And I'm sure you will turn every raindrop into a rainbow. And yes, always be in a state of gratitude. That is what I would like to tell each one of you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can we have a photo with you, please, with your cup?
Of course. Of course. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Smile.
Yeah. It was such a pleasure.
And we were very happy to have you.
Thank you. Same with me. Such a pleasure with both of you. Thank you so much, Aadi and Aadi. And love to Australia.
Thank you so much.
Lots and lots of love to all of you.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for us.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And especially now, I would like to say that with the International Children's and Teens Festival, and with so many projects that Ripple Auntie is involved with, she has a very big schedule, and we really appreciate you taking up time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Aadi and Aadi.
Yes.
Thank you. And following from this week, we'd love to announce our next guests, Nishma and Chachi from Canberra, Australia. Two teachers in the same household. We're very excited to have our first couple teachers coming to share their experience. And they're in so many different projects and facets. We'll share more about that soon, but also including the Prison Smart project, which is something that I'm going to quiz them about as well.
Wow. You have something in mind.
I do.
And then who else do we have, Aadi?
We've also got Daniel Batten coming up from New Zealand. He's a happiness and silence course teacher, and it'll be very interesting to hear more about him and everyone across the Tasman as well.
Amazing. I am really excited for it, and I would like to know what you as viewers think about it, and if you have any suggestions or if you have any people you would like to hear on Chai with Aadi and Aadi. Also, don't forget to
like, subscribe, comment, press the bell for notifications, and live chat and share, and just spread it. If you're enjoying it, just let other people experience it too.
Yeah. I would actually like to share a very beautiful experience from the last time, with Shreya Didi's interview. So there was this person who messaged saying that Shreya Didi was again and again talking about alcohol and, So even Shreya Didi was shocked. Why am I talking about this again and again?
I remember.
Yeah. And then this person was like, so just last night I had a drink and I was very guilty, but because, I'm a volunteer and I'm guilty, there was still 1% doubt in my mind if this is right or not. But Shreya Didi again and again affirming that on Chai with Aadi and Aadi actually has made me have this resolution for life that I'm not going to touch alcohol or tobacco again. So, yeah.
We're so... That's an amazing message.
Yeah.
And if any of you watching want to share any messages, we'd love to hear it too. Just drop it below.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
joining.
much for your time.